Hello and welcome to another video for Minus Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now, I'd say very old, very collectible and very difficult to find, especially in this mint condition. And when I say mint condition, it is mint condition. We are looking at the 1992 release by BMI from a series of TV tie-in board games, and this particular board game we're looking at today is all based on the extremely popular television series Star Trek The Next Generation. Now, Star Trek The Next Generation was an American science fiction television series. It was created by Gene Roddenberry. It was a follow-up to Star Trek, the original television series, which aired from 1966 to 1969. Star Trek The Next Generation aired from September 28th, 1987 to May the 23rd, 1994. And there was 178 episodes produced over 7 seasons. It was the third series in the Star Trek franchise. So obviously you had the Star Trek original series, and then you had the Star Trek animated series, and then set 100 years later on is Star Trek The Next Generation. Extremely popular television series. Like I say, it spans 7 seasons with 178 episodes. Each episode running for about 45 minutes. And the budget shows you how popular this was. The budget for each episode was $1.3 million. There we are. And of course, it also then spawned Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which was a spin-off. And then, of course, Star Trek Voyager, which was later followed by Star Trek Enterprise. Anyway, this is the board game in front of us. And you can see you've got the crew of the Starship Enterprise. So you've got Commander Riker, Commander Data, Guinan, Geordi La Forge, Lieutenant Worf, Counselor Troy, Captain Picard, and Dr. Beverly Crusher. You've got an image of the USS Enterprise on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you've got an image of the away team, which includes Counselor Troy, Data, and Chief O'Brien. And it says, Star Trek Next Generation, a fun board game for 2 to 6 players, age 7 to adult. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's just spin the box around now and see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I'll turn the box around, and this is what we've got on the back. So it says, jump on board the USS Enterprise and join in the hunt for your Star Trek colleagues. Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Commander William Riker, Lieutenant Geordi La Forge, Lieutenant Tasha, and Lieutenant Worf in a game that is out of this world. Your mission is to graduate from Cadet College as a Starship Captain. And to do this, you have to take your final test on your own in outer space. You will find space a great challenge, and your competitors may well interrupt your mission or intercept your mission. Any luck, skill, and determination will ensure you chart your own success. So get on board for your final test with Star Trek The Next Generation. And in the middle, you says Star Trek Next Generation, and you can see an image of the board and the components. It says contents: 1 games board, 6 playing pieces, 30 character cards, 1 dice. It says contents may vary slightly. Rules for play. Setting up the game. Put together the 4 pieces of game board on a flat surface. Push out and shuffle the character cards and place them face down on the group picture at the top of the board. Each player chooses a coloured playing piece. Throw the dice. The player with the highest number goes first. Play then moves to the person on your left. Okay, I'm not going to carry on with that just a moment, because what I want to do is I want to open the box, take the components out, and as we're reading the rest of the instructions on the gameplay, we will see what we're actually looking at. Bottom left-hand corner, Marketing Division BMI, which is Print Division Limited, Initial House, Longford Road, Weston-super-Mare, Avon, and their postcode and telephone numbers on the bottom there. And you've got the barcode and the CE marking on the bottom right-hand corner. If I just drop the box to the front, So I dropped it down. You can see on the edge there, you've got images again, the same front images you got on the front of the box there. You've got an image of the Enterprise again, that's what's on the front, and the same image here of the away team. And then you've got an image of space, and it says Star Trek The Next Generation, a fun board game for 2 players and age 7 to adult again. If I turn the box to the side, well, it's pretty much the same again. Again, the same photograph of the crew of the Enterprise. Star Trek Next Generation, fun board game for 4 players, for 2 to 6 players, I should say, age 7 and above. And you've got the same Enterprise there. Once again, same on the bottom of the box, and exactly the same on the other side of the box. So I'm not going to read it again. What we're going to do now is we're going to open the box, we're going to take out the components, and we're going to read the instruction as we are looking at the items. Okay, so I've opened the box lid, and this is what we got inside. So we've got this whole pile of cards there, which was popped in to that slot there. Let's just remove those. We've got this bag that contains 2, 4, 6 playing pieces and a dice, and we have these 4 board pieces which look just like a jigsaw. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand the box up at the back there so we can read that as we go along, and I will put together the board and put the other bits and pieces down. Okay, so I've put the jigsaw puzzle board together. It is just like a jigsaw puzzle. It just all slots together, as you can see. It just pops into those spaces. I've got the 6 playing pieces on the launch pads there. There's the dice there, and then we've got these cards. Now, I haven't pressed them out, but that's the cards, the game cards, or whatever they say, character cards that all have different characters on. So you've got Picard, Geordi, Yar, Riker, and Worf. And on the other side of the cards, it has this Star Trek Next Generation. So you're supposed to press them out for the gameplay. So anyway, let's get on to moving around space. So it says, place your player on the launch pad. Your aim is to reach the docking points and find your colleagues. Throw your dice and move the appropriate number of squares around space. You may move in a forward direction only. Therefore, you cannot go back on any of the squares from your previous go. Play then moves to the person on your left. Okay, so you go around the board. Okay, so you can't move back. And I presume you take whichever route you decide to go to. Aim, I suppose, is to get to the docking points. Finding your colleagues. You must land on a docking point square by throwing an exact number to do so. Once on the square, you must pick up a card which reveals the colleague you have found. Place this face up next to you. If you pick up a colleague that you have already found, place it at the bottom of the pile. Play then moves to the person to your left. Intercepting your competitors. You are able to intercept your competitors and steal one of their colleague cards that you have not yet found. To do this, you must throw an exact number that will enable you to land on that square. Once done, you can choose any of their cards, but watch out, the predator could become the prey once you move away from that square. Interesting. So, shout game rules. If you pick up a colleague that you already have, you can stay on that square until your next go, when you pick up a new card until it is a colleague that you have not yet found. Long game rules. If you pick up a colleague that you already have, you have to move to another docking port square until you can find another colleague that you have not yet found. Winning the game. To win the game, you must be the first player to visit 5 of the docking ports, squares, and find all 5 of your colleagues before returning to the launch pad before anyone else. It says play time, short game 45 minutes, long game 1 hour. The game is manufactured in the UK by BMI Print Division Limited, and so on. Your game confirms the safety and British standards, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's quite a very straightforward game. The object is to pick up your players on these cards. So you're looking for Worf, Riker, Tasha, Geordi La Forge, and Captain Picard. So basically, these cards are all separated and shuffled, and then you're going around the board. When you land on a docking point, that's when you can pick up a card, and your object is to get all 5 of those characters and then get back to the launch pad in time to win the game. So a very basic game, very basic understanding of the game, nothing too exciting about it, but it's Star Trek Next Generation, so it's going to be an exciting game at the end of the day. Okay, how well did this game do back in 1992? Well, you got to remember 1992, Star Trek The Next Generation was one of the most popular television shows on TV, on network television. Star Trek was, at that time, probably the biggest and most popular sci-fi franchise in the world. It was way ahead of Star Wars at that time. And Doctor Who, there was nothing that could rival it. It was that big. It was absolutely huge. There was merchandise being produced for everything. There was books, there was clothing, there was masks, there was toys, there was figures, there was ships, there was uniforms, there was games, there was stationery, there was key rings. There was so much merchandise being produced for Star Trek. It was unbelievable. Mugs, cups, all sorts of different things. Because obviously it was such a popular TV series. Everybody who was anybody manufacturing merchandise was on the bandwagon to promote Star Trek and to earn off the sales of the particular TV show. So yes, this game, amongst everything else, would have done absolutely phenomenally well. Okay, let's move forward now 33 years to where we are today, which is 2025. Do these games come up very often on the platforms? Well, you do see them pop up from time to time, not as often as you used to see them. There used to be a lot more of these popping up on the platforms 5-10 years ago. Nowadays, they're quite few and far between. They do come up from time to time, don't get me wrong. But they are not as popular, they don't come up as regular as they used to. And they do come up in various different states of condition. So you do occasionally see one like this that has never been touched, never been played, and is obviously in mint condition. But more often than not, you're seeing games that have come up that have been played with. The cards are all separated, and it has been played with, even though they could still be in very, very good condition. The thing with these games was it was quite a basic game, not a great deal to it. So I don't think there was an awful lot of playability on these games. People played them every so often, and that was it. It wasn't a game that you want to keep playing every single day, because it didn't really stretch your mind. It was just a very, very basic game. So they do pop up from time to time on the platforms. Again, though, if you are looking to buy on a platform, do be a bit careful and vigilant at what you're actually ordering, because a lot of them do use stock photographs and stock descriptions and what you think you're ordering. You might be looking at an item like this, which is brand new, and receive an item that's been played with cards all separated and maybe marked on the board. I don't know, but just be a little bit careful if you are. If it says used, click on the used link and read what you're about to order. Otherwise, you will be disappointed. Not to mention also that some persons description of very good could be somebody else's idea of being acceptable. So conditions vary, so do viewpoints on the platform, so be a bit careful. This particular game itself, now this was a stock find. It was in a stock room, unsold stock. It was wrapped in its shrink wrapping. However, the shrink wrapping had got torn and was covered in dust, where the board game had been in the it was actually on the top shelf in a stock room, and it had been there for about 30 years. So it was very, very dirty. The shrink wrap was falling to pieces, so we did remove the shrink wrap and throw it away because it was just too filthy to keep on there. Other than that, this game was never opened until we did that. And as you can see, all the components are still, the cards are all connected together, and the counters and the dice all came in the original bag, which is still there, and they would go back in this bag when we put it back away. So this game is brand new. It's never been played with. As I say, it was a shop find, and as of now, it is available to purchase on the MySuch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I'm absolutely positive that this is something that you will not want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you'd never be able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful old Star Trek The Next Generation board game with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.